Yeah. He says the modem is capped at 20 and he's replacing the modem. Which
that explains it.
When I call him, I can be like, he told me the modem's capped at 20. Why was it capped? Why is that the case? Why in the first place was it that? You owe me for years.
Get on your high horse and call them. Welcome to No One Can Know About This, a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy. I'm Jeff Ekman.
And I'm Ryan Kazmiski.
And here we go. It's episode 7 of season 2.
The beginning of day 2.
That's right. We're in the reversicle. We're down in the Underland.
Yeah, we went to the dwarf world.
The world below our world, where there's all sorts of magma around.
There's more crystals, too. That was the big twist. You thought that there were 4 crystals, but actually there are 8 because there's reverse crystals underneath.
Right. There's twice
ground.
the crystals.
Yeah, when we were like, the reverse crystals, where are those? And Kane was like, literally
underground.
They're literally on the other side of the world.
Yeah. So let's do it. Let's kick off day 2. We met King Giot.
Yeah, I should also point out this is the final day. Well, no, it's not. You're right. Sorry. I forgot that it wasn't the final day. It should have been the final day.
It really should have been the final day. This day goes until past 10 a.m.
This is really like 2 days.
We start this day at like, what is it, 2 or 3 p.m.?
Yeah.
Because I had to do some work in the morning, but then this takes us through to... Well, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there in months for you.
This is going to be the longest day ever for you guys.
Yeah, seriously. So let's do it. Let's go back to a time where we had to turn the machine back on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's turn the baby on. We're back.
Come up here.
It's 600 gold for this.
Underground, man.
Hard to get to?
Hard to get to. I mean,
so shouldn't it be cheaper?
Well, you don't know. Their whole economy might be different. They live underground where all the gold is already, so...
So they're just like
maybe
drowning in money? Yeah. King Jet permits you to take the treasures.
So this is a continuing thing from the first game. You get to a town, you help them, and then they're like,
here's everything.
Have everything.
Have it all. So
we had just fought the dolls and Golbez behind the king's throne room and the crystal room.
Yep.
And we failed to prevent Golbez from taking the crystal. And still, the king has been like, well, you tried, so have all of my treasure.
Yeah, go to the treasure room, take all of the treasure. It's fine.
We're ransacking the treasure room before setting off for our next destination.
As somebody who's trying to help that town would do.
Look, if you're going to have the best odds of succeeding, you got to ransack every chance you get. It's for the greater good at the end of the day.
Golbez is gone. Many bad guys on the upper world?
Indeed, many bad guys on the upper world.
You know, actually, they seem to be increasing. Monsters are increasing.
And it's just such a good phrase. You're like, hey, how's it going? And you're like, monsters are increasing.
I want to use it in life.
Yeah.
Fighting against Golbez? Then you're our ally. Take the treasures. Look at what's happening around here. Are you seeing like the pathways that it's making me do?
There's a lot of this in this game.
Yeah, how do you describe this?
We're in like
a honeycomb?
A honeycomb treasure room.
Yeah.
That is kind of like a maze, but it's like a maze, but the only reason it's like a maze is that you can't see the pathways you can actually walk on to get around.
There's like 6 rooms, and each of them are like blocked off by a wall, but like where the wall is where you can walk. Like it looks like you're walking in wall.
Yeah, they really use the perspective to hide the doors.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a puzzle of like, you just have to walk into every wall until you find an opening.
Yeah, and then you're walking in an area where you're like, where's my character? And then all of a sudden you appear back into like another part of the honeycomb.
And
you're like, oh, treasure chest.
The king was like, go get the treasures. And really he was like, if you can make it through my honeycomb.
What the hell is this?
Well, you found the first one, and you were like, no, I hate this.
That was my immediate reaction.
I kind of like it.
It's God, what? No! I thought I made it! Fuck,
This is a new kind of maze.
This is a new kind of maze. Watch what happens if I go to the right.
See the path.
So I can't go anywhere except back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new kind of maze where you can't see the path.
It's like you're walking around in a beehive. You're like, I'm not a bee. I don't know where the door is.
It's totally the reverse! I'm not a bee. People who listen to last season will remember our analogy of like being like a bee who's trying to find the window.
Yeah.
And I love that this is the opposite, where it's like I'm the human
You're a
in the
tiny
hive.
person and you're stuck in a beehive.
And I'm like, I'm not a bee. How did I come in here? Big Chocobo will come here and hold your belongings. Big Chocobo? No. Here, it's the bird of sacred lolly. I bet you it smells like chocobos. Fuck yeah.
Oh, finally. Whoa.
The big chocobo. It's a chocobo and it's big.
Way back in Final Fantasy school, when we were
back in episode 1.
In episode 1, somebody told us when it smells like chocobo, use carrot.
And so here we are.
And what the big chocobo is like a storage mechanic that only could possibly come in handy once in a very specific situation towards the end of the game.
Yeah. We never use the big chocobo.
Yeah.
We just hold on to we never really ran out of spots in our inventory. So this big chocobo, we're like, oh, cool, you can do a thing. I don't know.
You can leave stuff with him and come back and get it, I guess.
Yeah, but
why you would want to do that is kind of beyond me. I don't know.
I think you mean the bird of sacred lolly?
Excuse me. The Tower of Babel has a huge cannon called the Super Cannon.
I bet that's how you get to the moon.
That's gotta be. You're gonna get in the Super Cannon, and you're gonna Jules Verne your way all the way to the moon.
Yeah.
You would think that, but the super cannon is actually just a large cannon for destruction. It's not a way to get places.
I was sure that was how we were going to get to the moon.
There are other Squaresoft games from this era where cannon is the main mode of travel. But not this one.
Not this one.
Take care, ho. That's... yeah, he's a caring pimp.
Take care, ho. I didn't even read it like that. I can't believe it took me that long. Why are all the treasures open here? Monsters here in the underground are strong. Be careful. Cabin. Cabinet full of cabins.
My cabin cabinet.
And you know how I'm going to take it across town? I'm cabinet.
Yeah. In my head, I just totally got the image of some, like, interdimensional collector-type alien from, like, Marvel Universe. Full of eyes. He's like, and this is my cabin cabinet. Like inside. The cabinet is full of cabins, all with little people. Who are
Yeah.
like, you live cabin lives.
And they're like, we love the cabin life.
We love cabin.
Close the cabinet. It's the start of the day, and I want to ask, how tired are we at this point? Like, what is this?
Maybe this is just where my brain is always at.
Yeah.
Just operating on like a low frequency.
Yeah. Like, I always want to make the excuse of, like, it's late, we're tired. This is, like, middle of the afternoon. We just started playing again.
I mean, I don't remember, but it's highly likely I ate something horrible that just brought down my entire energy. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I'm brave, but you're braver. Don't you forget it, buddy.
Yeah, don't forget it. No one's as brave as we are. We went back to a town that we ransacked.
And made them thank us for it. Do not overestimate your powers. Retreat whenever you have to. This guy we just talked to gives us dangerous advice.
It's dubious at best. It's what leads to our downfall. You retreat when you have to, but how do you start to gauge that? Do you retreat when you kind of have to, when you want to? What dictates your need for retreat?
I don't know, but what you're about to hear is some level 9 hubris. Are we playing this game on easy?
No, there's no difficulty setting. It's just not very hard.
Huh.
It's like the opposite of the last game we played. Like in some ways that I don't know if I like.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I totally feel
like it's
that
like
way.
they went so hard in the other direction that I in no way feel like I earned our amazing powers.
Yeah.
Except for our main dude. We went through it with him. But, you know, these mages just like... They just got magic. We didn't even have to buy it. Like, they just
we didn't have to do anything for it. Yeah, I didn't expect the game to be so easy.
I didn't either.
I mean, this just hurts to listen to.
I don't know what I did expect.
Right.
But...
I mean, I'm looking at a lot of dead ends around here, for what it's worth.
Yeah, but they're pretty...
They're
harmless.
not... Yeah, they're not... They're totally... They're actually... Yeah, they're not fuck you dead ends. They're just little dead ends.
Yeah, they're little. I love the idea that this epic battle is happening and the ground is just writhing with these, like, turtles and armadillos.
Yeah, that's
like...
Really picturing that would be awesome. So we're on our way to the Tower of Babel, as it's known.
Which is like a tower that stretches from the underground all the way to the above ground. Like you can see it in both worlds.
Yep, that's where Golbez and the Last Fiend is hanging, so we're headed there.
I don't think Golbez is there. Whatever. That's where we have to go to stop Golbez.
Yeah, that's the next place. And then what we run into along the way are enemies like the Black Liz, which is a lizard. Black Liz. Do you think we'll run into Thin Liz?
One thing I think would benefit this game greatly is like a greater sense of time passing. You know, like, it feels like we entered this thing in the middle of an event happening, and that event has, like, not abated and just continued uninterrupted for, like...
Yeah. I mean, this is probably more of a function of how we're playing it.
Yeah, instead of taking an hour a day or something and...
Over many months.
Yeah.
Like, do it in a pieces.
We just did it in a few days.
2 days.
But also, how much time in-game has passed? Maybe like
4 days?
4 or 5 days?
5 days?
5 days?
I don't know. I think your point stands that, like, the passage of time...
It could benefit from, like, Cecil getting knocked out or something, and it'd be like, you've been asleep for a week, and in that time, this has happened.
Yeah.
You know, like, something like that.
Yeah.
This tortoise lives in this computer.
I don't know where it's... I mean, maybe it's feeding on other monsters. Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe this situation with the monsters increasing is just going to take care of itself because a population like that can't sustain itself.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it'd be really bad for a minute, but they would just, like, die out.
Right.
Like there's
population explosions that then, like, die out inherently, like...
You know, but maybe if they
like
found a place
tide.
like Florida, they would just it would just be, you know...
I mean, you're going to end up with too many sword rats.
Yeah, I mean, Florida's already overrun with gators.
Yeah.
Like, sword rats, too.
It'll hurt the population of the black lizards.
Ice Beast 3 is going to be around playing in the background.
Yeah, and once you introduce Swordman, things really go out of whack.
They wouldn't die out. They would just keep living in a cesspool of monsterness.
Yeah. I'm thinking of, like, red tides, or what are scientifically known as harmful algal blooms, where algae just, because, like, the temperature of the ocean's warming just goes insane and basically suffocates a huge part of the ocean, and, like, you find all these dead fish on and it's basically toxic. And it's a huge fucked up thing, but then it goes away. What I'm not appreciating is that, right, and then it goes away, you know, like, but, like, what it leaves in its wake
Right.
is fucked.
I'm thinking of pythons in Florida.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do they breed like crazy?
Oh yeah, they have like a huge problem with pythons, ball pythons, because they're not native, but they do very well. And so these snakes that grow to like 10 feet that eat everything and live in trees and in water.
Holy shit.
Just like take over the swamps. And there's nothing they can do about it. And they live for what, decades? I mean, like they don't
They live for a really long time, really?
long time.
Oh, man. But how many of them have 2 heads?
Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously I got snakes on the brain.
Yeah. Which is different from having snakes on a plane. Just to be clear about that.
Crocodiles and snakes are like 2 things that are real life monsters that live on the planet.
Right.
And sharks. Florida's got all of the real life monsters.
Yeah, they do. bandana.
I bet that's for Ninja Man.
Yeah, I think so. So we're looking in our inventory and we find that we have these Medusa arrows. And I'm like, Medusa arrows? What are those gonna do?
Less damage, but they cause petrify, I bet.
Of course they do. See, this game teaches you, like, Greek history or not history. That's not mythology.
Greek history.
Greek history, when the Medusas ruled the land. So we get back on the subject of how much better this game is than the last game. Man, when all you've experienced is torture, and then you're given, like, a sandwich, like, that sucks. Like a bad sandwich.
But
It's gonna taste amazing.
But this isn't even a
This
bad
isn't even a
sandwich.
bad sandwich. Sandwich is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in a movie where like someone's being tortured or held in prison,
Right.
and someone comes with a hood, like an infiltrator or someone to rescue them, and they're not like, "I brought you water." They're like, "Here, have a sandwich." Like it's
Here's a plastic bag.
It's
Let
a
me
meatball
open
from
it.
Subway, and, like just choking down a sandwich.
Oh, thank you. So I never
Even
thought
though-
Subway could be
even
good.
though it's a bad sandwich, it saves them.
Exactly. And that it is. It is a bad
The
sandwich.
most refreshing meatball sub ever.
Eat refreshing. I feel like we're leveling at a rate where I don't feel like we have to do every fight, you know?
Yeah, me too.
Like, it's alright to balance it out and run away from some. I mean, I'm not wrong. Some is fine to run away from.
But this kind of thinking in all areas of life is dangerous.
When
This
you-
like leads to financial ruin and drug addiction.
when you oh god, when you put your foot down on the slipperiest slope that there is.
It's like it's okay to do heroin sometimes.
Yeah, that's it's like almost like that.
I do it socially.
It's a little too tough.
Yeah, it just is not. Some of them are just not worth the
Squeeze.
effort you're gonna have to make to just finish it.
I also want to point out that we are discussing a lot in this part of the game how it's okay to run away, and running away is great because
Yeah.
this is like the first dungeon that's like kind of hard.
Yes.
It's like being hard on us, and we're like, good thing you can run.
Yeah, instead
That's
of
like immediately
an
our strategy.
opportunity to level.
Right. We're like, maybe it's better to just not fight because it's not worth the effort. Like, that's, and it happened immediately as we hit this place.
I mean, the life lesson to be learned from that, too, is very significant. What are
Oh,
Medusas?
Medusas.
More like seducias. You know what I mean? Again, I want to blame tiredness, but I'm like just learning something about myself, really. Fuck these guys. Not even supposed to be here anymore.
I mean, really, I don't know why they haven't built like a whole society anywhere out of pizza.
So this is hard to parse, but what Ryan gets on the subject of a society based on pizza.
The dungeon is long. The fights are hard. We're in the very middle of it. And my mind is wandering. I don't know. I have no explanation for this.
Just like most foods, you know, when you just gotta,
Sure, you
go
can
to
make the
fridge,
argument.
You just got like, I don't know where I'm going with this. Whatever. Lots of different pizzas.
You would
For
live
different
on
occasions.
pizza?
Well, just like, you would get all of your food in pizza form because of its convenience.
Uh-huh.
Not that it would all be
Not that like
the
you're,
same, but it
not
would be
the,
like...
the sidewalks aren't made out of pizza.
No, but like most food you get would be some kind of flat bread with the food on top of it, and you
Dude,
would
I
grab a
bet you
slice of it.
there's cultures that are basically that.
And it's a no mess kind of thing. Like you can grab a piece and eat it.
Is that Italy?
I mean, I would live in quesadilla world too. That would be fine with me.
Quesadilla world.
Yeah,
I like the sounds of that.
folded pizza.
Well, that's the thing. Is like every culture has its own like take on the pizza, which is to say bread with
cheese.
fried and
Yeah.
like some sauce.
It's the same reason I like sandwiches too. It's when you can eat it with your hands without getting yourself messy. It's
Yeah.
about food.
I had this thought last night because I was eating pizza and I was folding the slices,
Right.
And I was like, it's kind of like a sandwich. But then I was thinking about it. It's more like a quesadilla. But the realization I came to is I was like, pizzas, like calzones and quesadillas are not really sandwiches. Because in the sandwich, there's like a sandwich definitely has a top, you know, like the top of the sandwich and the bottom of the sandwich have a different makeup. It's usually not the same.
Well, what if it's two slices of white bread? What do you mean?
By itself? I mean, like, it's like you got the white bread, then you put the cheese, then you put the lettuce, I'm saying, like, the bottom of the sandwich doesn't mirror the top. Like,
you don't top a sandwich with another slice of the same bread? The same kind of bread?
I'm saying inside of the sandwich. Like, the bread is the same, but inside the layer, the stratification of the sandwich is different.
Take the bread out of this.
This isn't that complicated. Okay. Forget the bread.
You're saying the top.
The bread is the same, yeah, because like a folded slice of pizza is crust on top and bottom.
Gotcha.
But then the inside is just kind of like, it's like, you know, it's the same on both sides. Like when you take a bite, it's like a mush of cheese and sauce and sausage.
Right.
But when you make a sandwich... I mean,
there's a hierarchy to it.
That Earl was a fucking genius. If that story's true about that guy,
I'm gonna choose to believe that it is.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna choose to believe that the first time he ate it, he like looked slyly at everyone around him.
It was like, I nailed it. I fucking nailed it.
Check it out.
Look at what's happening right now. I'm eating steak.
And he's like, and I just want you to know, this is called a sandwich. We can all do it. But it's called a sandwich, and they're like, well, how do you make it? And you're like, he's like, that's the genius thing. However you want.
and it's always a sandwich, no matter what.
It's always a sandwich.
It's always a sandwich, no matter what you put on it.
It's always a sandwich. And he's like, look, you can add a modifier, but the patent I'm filing right now is food between bread.
Food between bread.
Sandwich.
What was throwing me off earlier was I was like, dude, the top of a sandwich is bread and the bottom is bread. What are you talking about? Like, the top and the bottom are the same. What sandwiches? Unless you're talking about an open-faced sandwich, I don't know what the fuck
like
you're
how
talking
you
about.
build it
yeah,
inside.
Yeah, I got
it's like
you.
A stack of different food.
Right. You don't put bologna, cheese, lettuce, cheese, bologna.
Yeah, or like you don't start and end in the same way.
I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Because you wouldn't do a sandwich where the bottom... Well, you could. Maybe I should try this. But you would go like, you know, bread, mustard, pickles, cheese, lettuce, turkey, what,
and then condiments again.
And then do the... like, repeat up to, like, mustard on the bread on top.
Right.
You know, that it is the same on both sides. Although that does sound delicious now that I say it. Anyway.
Well, you think it's a thing where he just always did this so much and everyone else was like, you're disgusting. Like, oh, it's totally a sandwich eater. This is pulling a sandwich.
Right, yeah.
Like pulling a sandwich over here, eating with his hands.
Yeah. You ever meet those people who are like, so do you think that, like, a hot dog is a sandwich?
I mean, I've never
is that classified as a sandwich?
I know of this conversation, and I can tell you where I fall on it.
Where do you fall on
it? A hot dog is not a sandwich.
Yeah.
These are the kind of conversations dogs would have if they could talk.
Yeah.
Like, I was eating food the other day, and I was realizing it's similar to other food I've eaten, but also it's different.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's the beef chunks, but kibble, it's the same shape, but it's not the same as the beef chunks.
I'll tell you where I fall on it. Who
don't
fucking gives a shit? It's a different thing. Like, it's a hot dog. It's not what you call it. You don't call it a sandwich.
And you don't eat a sandwich, like, you don't turn it sideways and take bites of it like this. You know?
That's not... What you're doing with your hands right now is not how anybody eats a hot dog.
Well, because there's hot dogs.
You're eating it like...
as tall.
You're eating it like you're making prayer hands, and like you... Like, imagine like a hot dog between prayer hands.
But the sandwich
and you bring it up to your face like...
The sandwich doesn't close on the bottom. The hot dog...
Oh, you're trying to make sandwich holding hands... But with a hot dog bun.
No.
Yeah, no, you don't hold it. You're right, I get you. You don't eat
I've got like a
hot
turkey
dog
sandwich.
Like this. Yeah, no, okay.
I'm gonna eat it like a hot dog.
No, you don't do it like that. You don't do it like that. You don't turn a sandwich on its side.
Yeah.
Although, I'll tell you what. Although this is totally different, I will cut diagonally into a sandwich, and then I'll take that, put it on its side, and you can take like a bite. But then I turn it back.
Yeah, but I cut my sandwiches diagonally just to get a better corner to bite into.
Yeah,
not because I'm gonna eat it like.
Right. Right.
upside down.
Stop thinking you're better than a dog.
You're not. None of us are.
You eat things and you think about eating things.
That's pretty. We're all just dog people.
What, because you have pants on?
Yeah. Look at you. Look at you. Look at yourself. Really?
The pants don't make you better.
Dr. Luggage.
We're here in the Tower of Babel specifically looking for the Fiend of Fire,
Right.
Rubicant, and
Yeah.
then they just introduce another guy. They
Yeah.
just throw another villain in for like no reason.
Nobody's mentioned him before. His name is Dr. Luge.
Yeah, this is like the first sign of like what feels like a whole plot that was like just jammed in at the end.
Yeah, I mean,
He turned Edge's parents into monsters.
right.
And like the Fiend of Fire is like, that was pretty fucked up. That guy's bad.
But we haven't met Edge yet.
No, we haven't. That's what I'm saying is it's like there was this other plot that was like phased out for most of the game that they like left in at the end. Because like you come to this moment that
Or
feels
not
like
even the end, like the second half of Act 2. Like it's
right, yeah,
like,
you're right. But it's like, when it happens, it totally feels like something that was being built to, but you're just seeing like the last part of
definitely.
Dr. Luggage.
Master Rubicant.
Luge.
Please be careful. Who are these jokers? Oh, Rubicant is the fire fiend, and he's leaving.
Oh, right. We're about to fight the fight.
Dr. Luggage must be his friend.
Look at him luggaging around.
Dr. Luge.
Hee hee hee. Now I'm the leader here. Weird guy.
Weirdo. Weirdo alert.
Hush. Don't take me lightly, or you'll get burned. Is that seems like that should be like a play on words, but like they messed it up.
Yeah,
like
I
it
mean,
seems
it
like
seems
lightly
like it
should
could
be like
be.
don't treat me.
Don't take me like lit paper that burns slowly,
Right.
because I am fast burning paper and you will burn your hands.
I am like
if you
tissue
take me
paper.
lightly. Because don't take me lightly, I'm lit.
Makes me laugh. Now face my beloved child, Balnob.
So Dr. Luggage summons his like robot friend who's like a robot Frankenstein, and we fight both of them.
Yeah, so instead of Rubicant, we get Dr. Luggage and Robo Frankenstein. Ball knob.
Ball knob.
How did they name these things?
Ball knob.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't think this has any place in this, but I went to Arkansas recently and we drove through a town called Bald Knob.
Bald knob?
Yeah.
Okay.
BALDKNOB. And
yeah.
we were driving through it. I was like, how the fuck did they name a place Bald Knob? Like, it must be a mistake that it's like, and then I looked it up on Wikipedia as we were driving through, and it was like Bald Knob, Arkansas, named for a rock formation that the pioneers used as like a marker on the landscape.
Right, they
that
were just
looks
like-
like a dick.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It wasn't like a doorknob.
No.
It was like a literal
So the
dick.
town has been named Bald Knob after a rock that looks like a cock forever. And I was like, you know how you always hear people who are like, I felt like I wasn't nothing because of where I came from. Can you imagine being from Bald Knob, Arkansas? Like the inferiority complex of like, fuck. My hometown is named after a cock and balls.
Look at Balnob.
Okay.
Robo Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Emission. Oh. Did you just come on us?
So we defeat Ball knob and his luggage.
And we get the
Yeah, the key to Babel.
Ha ha ha, this Tower of Babel connects the ground and the underground. Rubicant has already moved all the crystals to the upper world, and I shall annihilate the dwarves with my super cannon. Ha ha ha. Ha ha.
The next goal is like, we got to stop that super cannon because it's just going to blow up the dwarves.
Right.
This Tower of Babel has everything. Pathway to the moon, connects the ground and the underground.
And a super cannon?
Super cannon.
Is everything.
We must stop the super cannon.
I agree. Sounds like a good course of action.
We wouldn't have even known to go destroy it if he had just gone.
I know, it's the same as the crown in the
first game.
where he was like, now I have the crown and the crystal, and I'm a bad guy, by the way. Like, unnecessary information that only hurts him.
Yeah, it's weird. Very strange.
Well, now you have the key that unlocks that door that you couldn't open.
What door?
You remember you were like, this door is locked. You walked all the way back.
Oh,
around.
that door. That fucking door.
So now you can walk all the way back down again to that other door.
Wait, what is this gonna do? Looks like a warp device, but we can't use it. What? Warp me to the fucking room I want to go to.
One of the enemies we keep running into is this like alert eye, which is basically like a floating orb that's like identifying objects is how every battle starts. And we're running away from most battles at this point. And
Because, like, just warp me to the room.
warp me to the fucking room.
Don't make me play the game.
I want to get to the next story beat. Anyway, the first move for this alert eye is to identify you as we run away.
Identifying object. Identifying object. Wait, identify. Oh.
I'm running. Using the tower key. Open. Your fun is over. You? How did you get here? Get them.
I love how much it's like, who's having more fun right now, us or her? I can't tell.
This is like an important story beat of the game, but I think all the audio might be ruined. The dog is running back and forth.
Amazing. We're just throwing the ball and being like, the key opened the door. But what does happen is like, right as we're about to stop the whole super cannon, some low-level workers like run up and flip the on switch or something, and we're like, fuck, it's too late.
Uh-oh. No one can stop the super cannon anymore.
They're like, on second thought, let's just flip the switch.
Yeah. What? Yang, what are you doing? I'll go take care of this. Go on, escape.
Oh, man.
No, don't. It's gonna explode.
It's like one person after another sacrificing themselves
Yeah.
in this game.
Yeah. It appears that way. There's no way Yang's getting out of this alive, right?
I don't think so.
Go!
If Yang gets out of this and those kids die...
Did he just punch us out?
He
Yang!
threw us out of the door.
Next in line for probably needless suicide mission is Karate Master Yang.
Yeah, it's Yang's moment.
He's like, get out of here, lock the door behind you, forget about me.
And we're like, don't, what are you doing? Why?
Tell my wife to live for me. Man, that's gonna haunt her forever.
Yeah.
Tell my wife to grieve forever.
What do you mean, and how? And does that mean I can't move on with my life at all? What?
I think that was poor translation. I don't think they mean...
I'm gonna take it at its word.
Like, just live your life, you know? That's all I've ever wanted.
Yang, open the door. Ag.
Is that death number 4?
It doesn't open.
Yang kicks us out of the room. The door closes behind it.
I can't fight right now. Yang's dead.
You know, I mean, savvy media watchers may notice that we don't literally see Yang's dead body, and so that's usually a sign that somebody didn't die.
It's also unclear what he did in this room
Very
to stop
unclear.
the cannon from firing. I mean,
I didn't know. My assumption was that he like jumped down the barrel of it to like make it backfire, so that like when the cannon was going to shoot out, there was a Yang in the way, and it all like blew up.
I was imagining that he was like breaking components inside to cause it to blow up inwards rather
Right.
than outwards or something, but cannons don't work like that. But I don't know. But he does something. And
He
if
does
the room
something.
blows up,
Yang is gone, and our bad habits are embedding
we're
themselves further
stricken
into
with
our
grief now.
That's right.
So I should go back upstairs, right?
Yeah.
She'll calm down in like 5 or 10 minutes. I need to focus. Down a man.
Haley just won't stop jumping over the Super Nintendo. It's fucking insane.
Why? Why are you
God
doing that?
damn it! Like, why does she always have to take a route over the fucking Nintendo? Oh wait, that's a save room.
You should save.
Oh my god. And like Haley,
no, why?
Haley, no, don't. Let me get to the fucking hold her collar or something until we get to the save room. Fucking, and the random encounters are this intense. Just let me get to the save.
So enticing.
She's a fucking bull in a china shop.
There's totally like a bad animated film there about a bull who just like wants to own a china shop. You know, but nobody in the antiques business takes you seriously because they look at him and they say, "You're a bull." And he tells, you know,
Nobody can. Oh my god, fucking dude.
back on the farm, you know, he's got like
Sold
hidden
in the
behind
room.
hidden behind some hay. He's got the plates he's been able to collect, but his dad is like, "What are you doing? You're a bull."
This is amazing. This is an
you're a
instant
bull.
seller.
You're-
This is. I see
He's
it
like,
so.
"Dad, I just love the patterning on the plates." And he's like, "That's fine, but son, what people expect you to do is charge it around the arena like a bull."
That's, you gotta let you be you. You gotta be who you were born to be.
And he's like, "But Dad, I just love China."
I love
He's like-
China.
and he's like, "The world's not going to accept that."
I love fine China.
And then there's like an accident on the farm, and something goes wrong, and
Yeah.
he's like, I don't know what happens. Somebody dies.
No, something happens in the China shop.
No, there isn't a China shop yet.
No,
And
okay.
He takes his plates and he moves to the big city.
Takes all of his plates.
and he
packs up all of his plates.
He goes to like a China convention to try to like show off what he's got already. And at the China convention, there's like, you know, I don't know, whatever animals are supposed to have China shops.
Right.
Probably monkeys or something. I don't know. They
You're
got monkeys.
literally nailing
And then-
Zootopia too.
And the monkeys like scoff at his China and also make fun of him for being a bull, and he breaks one of his plates in front of him.
Yeah.
But then like a tortoise, a friendly tortoise,
Yeah.
like it helps him out.
A tortoise that's like secretly super fast.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Like he's like at some point they go in because he's a really old tortoise because you know they live for fucking forever, like hundreds of years.
All my life, people expected me to be slow, but you can't deny who you really are inside.
And at some point they go and they find like old newspapers from the 30s, and it's like young tortoise, and it was like, you were the legendary quick tortoise, and he was like had won all these
Well, there's
races
also, you
when he
know,
was
there's-
young.
Gonna be a hilarious segment where like some bad guys are gonna steal all the China, and the tortoise is like, "Don't hurt me, I'm just an old man." And
Yeah.
he's like, "What's on?" He's super fast, and he runs around him and fucks him up
He
before they
fucks
can
him
know
up,
it.
yeah.
And they're like, "But you're an old man." He's like, "I'm still young, baby.
Yeah, I'm a
that's
tortoise.
lived for
I
so
could
long."
live- you don't
He's like,
even
"I'm
know how
only
old I
80.
am."
I'm only 80 years old.
As we've established before, old people can still be pretty good at the things that they were once good at before. Like, remember about the king who used to know karate?
I mean, this tortoise isn't winning any marathons,
But
he's still
like
running them,
faster than you.
He probably comes in like 25th, which is good at a marathon, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I've lived longer than any number of generations of any other species on this planet.
And in the end, the bull wins the China competition.
Yeah,
And
the China
monkey-
competition. What does the
monkey, I
China
don't know, but the
competition look
monkey
like?
Who's the bad guy? Obviously had fake China.
Yeah, but he can't win on a technicality. He's got to win because it was like
No, but he
he's the best
exposes
China.
like, you know.
What is in a China competition?
To me, here's the turn into Act 2 for the bull in the China shop. Because, like, the whole thing to me doesn't have to do with competitions or him creating China. It's about getting the bull in the China shop.
Okay.
So he goes to the big city and he shows up. He goes to the real estate office. The only space available for the bull for his China shop is tiny. It's a tiny space.
Yeah,
There's not
yeah,
enough room for
yeah.
even him. He's like, how am I supposed to fit in
Yeah,
here with the
that's
China?
it.
It's like, well, you're a fucking bull. You shouldn't be here.
Right,
And,
and
so,
so then, yeah, there's a shot of he's unpacked everthing and he's in the back and he can't even
he
get out.
can't even get out.
Yeah.
That's exactly like
Yeah.
the first thing. He spends the night in the shop. The first night he's got it because he can't get out because he's he's in the middle of the night too. It's getting late. He doesn't want to like have all these crash sounds come from his shop. People are gonna know that's the bull's China shop.
Right.
Oh, bull's at it again. So anyway, he gets better. There's like a montage of him like getting better at navigating the plates, and like there's like a thing where like 'cause he's got a customer and his tail whips one of the china, it hits one of the plates and knocks it off the shelf and it shatters, and it's like the customer walks out and he's like, oh man. But then it's like about him.
Tough for a bull in a
It's
china.
tough for a bull in a china shop, you know? And then like it's about him building his China empire.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, we can change this to whatever we want. Lasagna making.
Well, at some point,
Anything
like,
that
you gotta
boys don't
quickly.
do, which
Here's
is
the thing
most
that you gotta
things.
deliver on quick.
Oh,
is
but you need
you gotta
bull in a
get him
China
in a
shop.
China shop.
Need the bowl in a China
You
shop.
gotta get him in the China shop, and that's the movie.
Maybe it's more like a TV show that's ongoing where he owns a China shop.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that's
like Bob
that's why
Burgers,
you're coming to.
But not funny for kids.
So then the third act, he shows up at this competition, right? And the biggest problem is like his rival China person, which
Who I imagine as like a baboon with glasses
Yeah,
and
okay.
like a suit.
he's put red gels in all the lights.
Oh.
There's red lights. It's all red. Everything
Right.
is red.
So he's going to shine red on somebody else's thing, and the
he's
bull
gonna
will charge.
Yeah, because he's still got that bull
He
instinct.
can't overcome his nature. It's still in him. And as much as he wants to be not a bull, he is.
That's the message of the movie.
At the end of the movie, he just can't own
He
a China
can't do it.
shop. He can't do it.
I would love an animated
Because
movie
somebody
that
else
ends.
sabotages him, and there's nothing he can do about it, and the world is going to fuck you.
The level to which that's like, I mean, because with Ratatouille, it's like, it's a rat, but he wants to cook. But like, what's the worst kind of animal to be in the kitchen? It's a rat.
It's like,
Zootopia's
it's like, but
doing
you're
that.
a rabbit. You
You're
do
a rabbit. You're.
And you know what? When I was watching it, I was like, they have great points.
Yeah.
You
I
are
love
a rabbit.
You.
And these other animals are tough. Like, no, rabbits are not as tough as lions. What are you talking about?
It's a metaphor.
No, it's not. They're literally,
They're literally
those
rabbits.
animals in
I
this
know.
world.
But yeah, that movie was delightful.
It was pretty good. And then after that, I saw Coco, which is great. But it's like
I haven't seen
it
that
starts and it's like the setup is like kid wants to play music, but his family hates music.
They hate
They
all
hate
music.
They hate music. The
Yeah,
whole
that's
family.
the
It's blood to hate
that's
music.
that's the sell of that's it. That's all you need.
That's it. It's
the
like, you
bull
wanna do a
that
thing.
wants to own a China shop is fucking
See, that's like
so.
DreamWorks gold. It's a pun already. in
It's
it.
you see the poster instantly because it's also the exact right amount of parody to
you know
be
what?
a parody.
No, you know who has the best china? Swans. And there's an ugly one, duckling, who wants some china too. And teams up with the bull. We're just gonna
They're
take
gonna-
all angles here. Gotta get the fast tortoise, the ugly duckling, the bull in the china shop.
Well, what's another like
And they're
idiom?
gonna open a
like-
china shop on
like-
a train, and they're gonna call it the little engine that could.
What's another idiom along the lines of like, you're a bull in the china shop?
You're a balloon in a rectum.
That is, I've never heard that one, but it's an
I've never
instant
either.
classic.
You're a
Fish out of water. How did I not think of that?
Balloon
When
and
I
a
thought of balloon and erect, I just start thinking of. I can't think of fish out of water.
so you made him up.
So I made some up.
You're a balloon in a rectum.
You're a snail in a Scotch egg.
What the fuck?
I'm just combining ad
I like them making them up, but I'm actually
I
thinking.
can't think of any. For
Yeah.
real.
Well, should the bull in the china shop like team up with the wolf in sheep's clothing?
I mean, maybe the monkey who sells either stolen or fake china. There is a wolf who dresses like a sheep that sells it. So, wolf in sheep's clothing is not a person you want to be. He's not a good guy. Unless he actually just wants to not be taken like a wolf, like everyone's afraid of him. He's like, I have to dress.
He's like, well, maybe there's a story of cross-dressing and transgender maybe to be learned about through the story of the wolf in sheep's clothing.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ! Whoa! That's not the message that you want to send.
That's the translation.
I didn't even mean
like they're like wolves.
Yeah, I know, what?
So we're wandering around the Tower of Babel, which, by the way, like that door that we went into for the super cannon is like halfway up the tower, and so we go back up to the tippity top, and there's nothing there. Turns out you got to walk all the way out of this dungeon.
I think I walked all the way up here, and I don't think there's anything up here.
What are we supposed to do?
I don't...
Are we supposed to leave and warn the dwarves that they're in danger?
Maybe?
Well, Yang is dead.
Yeah, but like the door is locked to Yang's body. So Yang may not be dead because we haven't seen his dead body.
Maybe Yang will show back up.
You never know whenever you don't see a dead body.
Yeah.
He's a ninja. He could have jumped away.
Mm-hmm.
So we walk out of the Tower of Babel and make it onto the airship.
Sid, where's Yang? He...
To destroy the super cannon.
I see.
I see. Poor Yang. Well, moving on.
Anyway.
Who's this girl?
What the fuck? Guys! Guys! That's the whole thing for Yang? That's all you've got to say? You didn't even say his name. You didn't even say Yang died.
They were like, oh, he's gone.
I understand. It's like, he sacrificed himself. No, I get it.
Yeah.
You don't need to say anymore. Anyway, who's this girl?
Introduce me around.
Rydia, the Caller of Mist. Are we about to have another fucking one of these scenes where it's like, who is this person?
Yeah,
Who's that?
Yeah, but I mean, like, this has got to be the last one, right? I mean, who?
I thought that we would have hit the last one
Shucks.
already.
They are coming.
Can't we shake them off?
Looks like they've modified the Red Wings.
Oh, fuck.
He's catching up.
Give it your best, Enterprise. I'm giving her all she's got. Please say I'm giving her all she's got.
The engine can't last much longer.
He's
Take
close.
Control. Sid, what are you doing? Sacrificing myself sounds like a great idea. Let's go.
Get out of the underground. I'll close this hole with this bomb.
Uh-huh.
That's how I close holes.
Oh, Sid.
I wanted
Do you get the idea that Rosa is not entirely faithful to us? Do you ever feel like that?
I'm getting that sense. I wanted to see your children, Rosa, Cecil, but I guess I'll stay here for a while. Go to Baron and get my workers to help you. Is that cool?
God, I mean, what the fuck?
I mean, Sid is pulling another move where he's like, you guys go ahead, I'll take care of this. And he's going to like do a sacrifice thing. And then the last thing he has to say is he's like, and Rosa, my only regret is that I'll never get to see your children with Cecil.
Right,
like,
with Cecil,
totally...
the children with Cecil. And he tells us to go to Baron and like get some apprentices of his to actually help with the airship.
Right. We're going to fly out of the underground, and he's going to blow up the hole we came in from so we can't be followed out.
Right.
And he's going to stay down there.
Right.
Sid, come on.
We got room for one more. Be good, Rydia. You just met. You didn't know who she was.
Hurry to Baron.
So Sid like jumps off the airship and just falls down what seems like an endless hole and then blows up.
Yeah, we didn't see Yang explode, but we definitely see Sid blow up.
Explode.
Like he pulled a hand grenade and blew himself up.
Yeah.
Gobos, I'll show you great fireworks of Sid, the master engineer. Did he just kill himself?
I think Sid just sacrificed himself to blow up the Everybody's dying.
So that's where we're going to break for the day. That's episode 7, the beginning of day 2.
Good stopping point. Lots of dramatic action happening.
Sid blew himself up.
Yang blew himself up.
Everybody's blowing themselves up.
It's the hot, hip thing to do.
It is the hip thing to do.
I mean, look, if it seems like the world is going to end and you're probably going to lose,
Sacrifice
maybe you just
yourself.
check out early
Yeah.
with a classic self-sacrifice move.
Yeah.
So then if it does turn out that you win, at least there's going to be like a statue.
You'll be a legend, yeah.
Yeah.
And not the kind of statue, if you turned yourself into a statue, not that kind of statue, if that was the way that you
Like
sacrificed yourself, like
a bigger than life-size statue.
Yeah, like a bigger statue.
And it won't be you in a position like grimacing, going like, "Ugh."
Hold the wall back. Yeah, no, it'll be you like holding a staff and looking forward and looking
to the future.
Yeah, or it'll be like a picture of you holding a video game controller to your head, looking like frustrated and down. I don't know where we've seen that.
Immortalized, yeah.
Join us next week, because we're going to continue, which is what I say every time. And find us at nocappodcast.com and at gmail.com and all the .coms that you can. Consider heading on over to patreon.com/nocat if you want to support us that way. Before we go, here's a little taste of next week on No One Can Know About This.
That's why the Big Mac has 2. We're not starting.
We're not
doing this.
no. We're not doing this again.
But Carl's Jr., though.
I mean, Carl's Jr. is a bigger deal than Carl's. Just call it Carl's these days.
What is Carl's?
Apparently, why it's called Carl's Jr. is like there was like a restaurant called Carl's.
Carl's was like the diner.
Right.
And there was like...
And then they made like a Carl's Jr. And then the rest was history. I don't know where Hardee's fits into the mix.
What's with the green burrito?
What does that even mean?
At some Carl's Jr.'s, there's also like the green burrito. You can get like, they have like Mexican food there too. It's like how there's a Pizza Hut inside of the Taco Bell. But it's a restaurant that I've never heard of in any
green
other...
burrito is its own restaurant, or it's
Well,
like...
I don't know, because it'll say Carl's Jr., and then you'll have a sign outside that says the green burrito. It's not like the green burrito's on the menu.
Sounds like we should try it.
They've had it.